Darren Scott, Siena Radio.
Amy McLaughlin.
Daniel Moritoni.
Omanika Akinyemi.
Kirk Daniels.
Okay. And we have 2 excused absences. Make sure that it's in the minutes, please. That would be Ron Lesko and Deborah Brown Johnson. They are excused. Okay. I'd like to have a motion for the approval of last month's minutes. Can somebody make a motion, please?
Motion.
Can some, that, Dan, yeah. Can someone second it, please?
I'll second it.
Omanike, second it. Good. Mary's here. We'll wait to continue. Thank you, Mary. Yeah. Next, Omanike would be good. Okay, so the minutes have just been approved, Mary. And they can know Mary Hunt is also available. Okay. And now for the public comment, and will be read by Mr. Kibbe.
Public comment is allowed during the officially designated portion of the meeting as listed on the agenda. Members of the public who wish to address the board will be acknowledged by the board chair and should state their name for the purpose of accurate recording of the board minutes. You will then have 3 minutes to make comments. This is not a question and answer session, but public comment. After that period is closed, those members of the public who wish to stay and listen to the board are welcome to do so. Guests or persons having relevant knowledge or information may attend or speak on behalf of their agenda upon acceptance of the board agenda by the board. Other members must be recognized by the board chair before addressing the board and participating in discussion.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone for public comment? Please step forward and remember you have 3 minutes once he starts.
Good evening, members of the PEG board that are present, and there's several missing, I noticed again. For the benefit of everybody, my name is Keith Irish. For the prior 2 months, it was stated in the February and March meetings that the April PEG board meeting was going to be on the 9th of April, 2 weeks ago. I showed up on the 9th. Nobody was here. The police officer downstairs said the only meeting that he was aware of was the CPRB meeting, which was in here, so I stayed for that. But I was going to do that anyway. And as of April the 6th, there was no posting anywhere that I found, including out here of the chambers, that there was a meeting date change. I believe that's a definite violation of the open meetings law for sure. When I arrived here on the 9th for the 23rd, on the 9th for the meeting and came up here for the CPRB meeting, I saw notices up on the wall that said the meeting is now on the 23rd. So today's the 23rd. So I don't know why it was moved, but it was. And nobody said anything. A couple people couldn't be present back at that meeting anyway, but they told me what to be concerned with to ask them about. I had heard at the March meeting that the St. Patrick's Day parade supposedly was video recorded. I have yet to see it on any of the channels at any time. That's Schenectady for you, I guess. Public comments, of course, were allowed at any of those meetings. Bad news is that only, again, still 3 minutes are allowed for public comments. Let's see here. What else have I got? There isn't any other good news, that's for sure. The March meeting, I have yet to see any coverage of it. The Tulip Fest is coming up on May 8th, 9th, and 10th, but will Channel Albany be there? I doubt it. Will the board members be attending any common council meetings to demand funding and staffing? I doubt it. As of, let's see, what have I got here, sorry. Oh, yeah, there was a resolution on the agenda for the Common Council on April the 6th about reappointing someone to the board. And that position isn't even up until July, so I don't even know why it was being up for promotion when there wasn't even any notice about it. And the control of channel has to be returned back to within Albany, because that's shameful of you guys that you don't allow it.
Time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for public comment? Come forward, state your name, please. Remember, you have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Apricia Prem-Kube, and I reside at 259 Myrtle Avenue, Albany, New York, 12208. I have no problem giving my address. I have been the coordinator for this entity for almost 4 years now, and everyone who is here has worked very hard to be able to get me paid, as well as everything else that we need. Most recently, with this deficit, it has affected me even more when it comes to payment. My invoice was just put in April 21st after giving the invoice in a month before, which means I will be paid 30 days later from the 30 days that I already gave an invoice. That's one thing, because that's the deficit going on with Albany. And I've been a part of this entity as well as a board member with this entity. And I apologize if in any way that I may have said that things were not done on their part, because I can apologize and not slander and say they're not doing this and they're not doing this. I'm very concerned about the payment, because even if a new coordinator comes, they will still have to deal with the same situation. Some suggestions for solutions that I have would definitely be a CC once the invoice is submitted into the city workflow, or a CC when the invoice is submitted into the legislative director. It would give me some type of, reassurance. And even though I'm doing my due diligence like I should, I call every single department and they tell me what they have to because I'm a contractor. I would absolutely appreciate that in the future. I have secured other employment because I have to as a grown adult who owns properties in the city as well as pays taxes and has a home. I may not have biological children, but I do have real responsibilities. Another responsibility I have is to myself and my reputation. For years, this entity has been approached and even harassed by the public concerning what is being done and what is not being done with this entity. It is absolutely great that there are citizens and community members that are passionate about what they believe in, but I will not tolerate slander towards my character, which happened in March from a community member who made a very absolute statement inside of these same chambers. I will not be slandered. I will not take harassment, and I am putting on the record here today, any further harassment, I will make sure that the person is served in the right way that they need to be, and I will take legal action against them. The money is one thing, my character, my reputation is another thing. The money will come, my character and reputation can be destroyed by statements that are not true. I'm doing the best that I can in a studio that is limited with resources. Everyone here is trying to create and make the studio better. To have so much criticism, it is disparaging, and it has taken a toll on my mental and physical health. The slander and the just unnecessary comments that are not true are not necessary. If we're going to build this board up the way that it needs to be, which is more of a chair thing, then it has to happen that way.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you for your comments. Okay, we're going to move on to the treasurer's report. Can we have our treasurer's report, please?
Sure. Okay, for April 2026 meeting, just two things on the report. Both are for the studio coordinator. We have our February 25th invoice for $4,971. That was paid on March 27th, and we have added our 324 invoice, which has been submitted. That's for $2,345. Has not been paid at this time.
Okay, thank you. Can you ask for a motion to accept your report?
Can we get a motion for the approval of that?
I second it. Yes.
Thanks.
And Now for the chairman's report. Thank you all for coming. It's been quite a busy time recently, but we have 2 vacant board positions. I have been in touch with the people who are going to be bringing our 2 mayoral appointments aboard. They contacted me about one of our candidates to get his email, so that means that we're getting closer to that, filling those positions. I recently worked with Mr. Jimenez to get an updated look at the time limits for reappointments for people that are on the council. And we have 2 people that are coming up, so I will be in touch with them and let them know that they should be reaching out. Okay? The main and most important thing here we need to focus on is the fact that, thank you, Mr. McGee, our corporation counsel, and I worked very hard the last couple of months to draft an RFP, which I sent out to everyone. And one of the reasons, and I want to explain this, is that my birthday was last week, not today. Anyway, moving along, is that somehow, because of a certain point where our board, instead of meeting monthly, one of the members was able to convince everybody that we should do it quarterly. And I wasn't in favor of that, because I knew that once you get behind, it's hard to catch up. So I believe in staying to, keeping it going and keeping it flowing, and then if we can, simmer off, we simmer off, but you never take it off the pot. So in that process, the studio coordinator position for RFP was gonna come up, and everybody went on vacation in the summer. And then they tried to release it in September and try to fill it before December, and in the process, we didn't get any applicants. So, we got 1 applicant. Thank God we got 1 applicant. And what I was trying to make fair to everybody, because it puts pressure, a lot of pressure, last minute, we got to get somebody to contract us up, is if we submit it early, then we get an opportunity to have it posted and released, and people will apply for it, so that by the time we come back from summer break, we will have a group of candidates that we can interview. And one of the important things, and I'm going to say this for the board and everyone else, is I have studied all of the public access boards across the country, and I've been to conferences in Chicago and New York City, and met people from Hawaii and California and Texas and Idaho, and none of them have only 1 person in that studio. And the disadvantage to that is if that person has to take a vacation, if that person has to get sick, then they have to be off. And it's a reality. We're dealing with life on life's terms. So one of the problems that I saw, and that would be fair to anyone who's going to be doing, is that if we had more than 1 person in the studio. So my solution was, in case we couldn't get the opportunity to hire 2 people on the budget that we have, let's have a 2 part-time positions. And the rationalization for this means that if one of the persons has to be out, the other person could cover for them. We want to maximize the time that we have available in the library and the studio. We don't want to lose that. We want to make it for the public. You want to come in and film. And the burden on 1 person that we've had, Kirk as the studio coordinator, it was a lot of pressure. The other 2 gentlemen before that, it was a lot of pressure. So I'm being wise and looking to the future. If we want to expand and move our operation, and I thank my 2 studio committee people over there, because they have done some really, really deep investigation into what we can do in the future. But I don't see us being able to take that off by putting all of that burden on 1 person's shoulder. So I'm going to ask you to support me as I spearhead this new RFP and we move it forward. So as it stands right now, it's going to be posted in early May at some point. But I haven't had any comments or concerns about it. So therefore, we need to move forward on it So therefore, as it's released, we know that when we go July and August and we're not meeting, that process is going on, applications will be coming in. And then we come back in September, we're not under pressure to try to get somebody in, well, how are we gonna do it? And then it's like going to buy something at the last minute. If the price is up, that's your problem. You should have started early. I can't help it, I'm military, so I'm used to being early, like Darren. And so I thank you all for your patience, and I thank you for all the years that you put in your service. And I know that the times you say you have to be out, you have health issues and stuff like that, I understand that. And so now I'm trying to move forward with that. And you have been the foundation for us for the past, and we love you for that. So we're going to move forward with that, and I'll continue with that. I'm going to give you some updates in terms of what's going on with the studio now. On April 6th, Ms. KB forwarded to the board on the same day. Ms. KB informed me that she could secure employment and indicated her availability would be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we're going to make sure those hours are posted, okay? Because she was able to make sure that she let all the producers know that this change was coming about, to her credit, okay? And she also forwarded me an email that's been an ongoing concern about harassment, which I forwarded to all of the board members. And I spoke to our Corporation Counsel, Mr. McGee, and he was kind enough to respond. I sent that information to Ms. KB, and she acknowledged receiving it, okay? So also forwarded an email, Ms. KB informed that okay, we did that. We had some payment concerns, and I'm going to ask Brian Jimenez to step forward to explain what's changed between the way we were doing it and the way it's going on now, so that when we're getting emails about the payment situation, we can see why we weren't getting them before, what is creating this new bubble, okay? So when we leave here today, we will be informed in terms of what's going on so that we can move forward, because we're getting when you're hearing a lot of things, you don't really understand so we're going to get to the bottom of it today. Brian, would you share the wealth?
Thank you. So the city transitioned to a new enterprise resource planning system at the start of the year. With that came a change in processes. Instead of submitting requests for payment directly to the Office of Audit and Control, now they go through purchasing first. There's been just some delays with the rollout, or due to the rollout of the system, the changing in processes, and then other transitions within my own office that have left us with a lower capacity to handle things in as timely a manner as we strive to. For the most part, that sums up the delays.
Okay, so I wanted to be able to bring it to the board's attention that it's nothing that we did. It's something that's going on above our heads. And it wasn't like this before. It was simply send it in. It gets notarized by our treasurer, and we move it forward. And within a reasonable amount of time, the payment was made. And this time we've had a big delay due to this new change. So does everybody understand what happened? Okay, because understandably, somebody can be upset when you're not getting your payment like you normally would get it, and you have bills to pay on a regular basis. You know, we all live in a society where we live from paycheck to paycheck. None of us are Rockefellers. So we sympathize and empathize with you and everyone else, but we're going to make sure that if we can help you, we're going to help you. So we're leaving with that understanding, everybody, right? We're here to do right. We're not here to hurt anybody. In addition to that, I spent some time with the people over in Proctor's, and they have informed me that they will, with Ms. KB's new schedule, they will reach out to her, and both of them will come over and work with her one morning to try to see if they can update and amend that internet problem that you've been having for quite a while, okay? So I've been working on that too. I didn't forget about you. All the stuff that I've been hearing from you, I've been working in the background quietly. But my thing is, I'm not, if it's on the stove cooking, it's not done. I want to give it to you when it's done, okay? Okay. All right, so, in addition to that, I'm still on the chairman's board, yes, I am. Well, because we have, Ron Lesko, our secretary, has a conflict on the May 28th meeting, and I will be sending this to Brian. We will be coming in on the 16th, the Thursday, the 16th, and I will let everybody know. Brian will post it. Brian, can you explain the posting procedure for us, please? Because we were getting some information that we weren't being posted, so I need you to explain.
Yeah, so recently I've been receiving them in 3-month batches. I make sure that they're up on the website, updating the overview page, and as well as the Public Education and Government Access Oversight Board Agenda Center. It's another page on the city website that you can sign up to get email alerts, text alerts, that sort of thing. And then they get posted up on the bulletin board outside the council chambers. It is unlocked, so sometimes other departments go in and rearrange some of the documents, but usually as far as I can recall, every single one of the postings has been posted for each of the PEG meetings.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So that date has been approved, and we'll be back in the conference room, and I will send it out to everybody today without any delay. Okay, so can we make a move that the chairman's report be accepted? Can somebody make a motion? Can somebody second it? Okay. So move. Okay, sure.
So that was Hunt move. And who was the second?
I second it.
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so unfinished business, new business is the RFP will be posted in May. And in addition, this is specifically towards the studio committee, but everybody is going to get involved at some point. We have had Community Media Day, which I started here, and the original one we went for a day. And so I'd like us this time around to try to bring it back as a real full day on a Saturday, and have all of us attend and be there, and food and a guest speaker from maybe one of our friends from New York City from one of the public access might come up and be a speaker. We'll work on that, but that's something that we can do over the summer to discuss things. I will have to send everybody what Community Media Day is, and let you see some of the things that we've done in the past, which have been really, really, really brilliant, because our studio coordinator put them together. Just trying to give it a new shot this time around, so that we can take some of the burden off of her and allow her to be a part of it. But we need to be more a part of it too, because we want to make this like maybe a 12 to 4 celebration, you know, with videos. She gets clips of videos from the different producers. The producers are there, you can talk to them. We'll have a guest speaker, and we'll probably do a panel, because people can come in at a certain time and ask people questions. A lot of people, we've asked them what public access is, they don't know. So it's our job to inform the public what public access is, especially what we're doing in our community, what we've done, what we plan to do, and this will be a great opportunity. Community Media Day was started by a young lady at Brick, who I know, and they do it all around the country now, okay? It's in October, so we got a chance over the summer to kind of plan it, get some ideas, get the location, probably the library, but if not, we have other possibilities. But this year, I want it to be really big and bring it back, because we get the kind of attention from the news and media that we're doing something, which we did get a couple of years ago. It'll be, I can probably show you some of the pictures if I can find them. But it was an interesting day. We had a lot of food. A lot of people came. It was open. You could come in. Producers were there, you go to the table, they would show you clips of their films. So let's have a revival of what we're trying to do and bring in some new energy and go away with that. Because we're looking forward, we're not going back anymore. We've got a nice foundation, let's build upon that, okay? So I want everybody to go away feeling clear in their mind and hearts that we have got some understanding of what's been going on, because I don't think it was as clear when you first came in the door. But my job today was to make sure that there was an understanding. And I thank you all for being here. And with that said, can someone make a motion that we end the meeting?
I make the motion.
Will somebody second it?
Second.
All in favor? Aye, aye, aye. See you May 16th. Thank you.